So I noticed that a lot of people are actually using ChatGPT for their everyday work lives. And I also noticed that they're constantly using ChatGPT 4. However, you constantly have to rewrite the same prompt over and over again, and that can be very annoying, frustrating, and even it takes a long time to really fine-tune the model in order to deliver the right outputs for you. However, this is where OpenAI has fixed this by introducing one of my favorite features called custom GPTs. And this feature allows you to create your own chatbot, fine-tune it in a way to receive the right responses constantly that you want to receive, and even feed up with a specific knowledge on your specific case or specific tasks. Now, this feature is only available for the premium version of ChatGPT. However, I believe for the results that you can receive, it is very valuable. So in today's video, I will show you exactly on how to set up your own custom GPT that will work the best for you. Before we dive into developing your own custom GPTs, I usually go through a step of understanding what is exactly the GPT that I want to build. And I always usually ask myself those three main questions, which is who, what, and how. And answering those questions, it will help you to define what kind of GPT do you really want. From who do you want the GPT to impersonate? What kind of knowledge should it have? And what kind of actions should it do? As well as how does he provide the information requested from its user to you. So once we have everything already cleared up, let's jump into building your custom GPT. So the first thing you have to do is to log in into your web browser GPT. Then once you're already on the main page, you can just go over to the sidebar. This is where you can see already some of the GPTs that has been created for you, or the normal GPT that you would usually use. Then this is where you click on the Explore GPTs. Exploring GPTs is like a store for all the GPTs that you want to find. Now, what you can do is pretty much type what action do you want to do for the GPTs, or just go over the different stores and you can find the GPT models that has been created by other people. However, in today's video, we are not really interested in this, so let's see how we can actually build our own custom GPT. What do you have to do is to click on the Create button. This is where it will take you to the page where you can actually create your own GPT. Now you can see in this page that you have two different versions of creating the GPT, especially the Create and the Configure. Now on the Create site, you can simply have a conversation with the GPT. GPT will ask you and guide you through certain ways on building your GPT. By answering the questions of GPT, it will be able to configure a specific GPT for you. However, using the GPT guided version of building your custom GPT, I do believe that it's not always the most accurate option. This is why I always just jump into the Configure button. So let's start naming our GPT. In today's examples, I'll be using a personalized specialist on making the presentations. Now, when it comes to the description of the GPT, this is where you pretty much summarize the whole purpose of the GPT. So in my examples, a presentation specialist. So let's go to our example. This is where exactly you will have to write your prompts that you have designed. So in order to build the best prompt, I usually do it by going back to the questions that I asked myself earlier. This is where I answer all of those questions and I already have a genuine idea on what are the actions that the GPT will be making. From there, I created my specific prompt. You can of course stop the video and read it to yourself, but I structured in a way on how do I want the GPT to behave. From there, I just copy the prompt and then paste it inside GPT. Now, when it comes to conversation starters, it is something that it will allow you just to start the conversation by clicking. So for instance, can you help me make a presentation? Or we can even start, hello, I would like to make a presentation. Now, those are just the conversation starters where you don't really have to start touching the keyboard in order to type the conversation. It is presented in front of you and you can just click it, so it really doesn't matter. So after the conversation starters, let's move on into something more important, which is knowledge. And in the knowledge part, this is where you will be providing a specific amount of files or information for the AI that it will base its knowledge from. So for instance, if you do want to create a custom GPT that really knows everything about your business or the work that you're doing, then you just submit all the information about what you're currently doing. So in my case, I will be, for instance, feeding the AI with the knowledge on how to create 7 most common presentations. So what I just have to do is just upload files. I select all of these files, open it, send it through, wait a bit, and now we just uploaded the whole base of the files. Now when it comes to capabilities, this is you have different features that it can be accounted on to your custom GPT. Now you can allow it to create web searches, so validate certain information together with the internet, as well as you can have the DALL-E image generation where it can provide images or anything around that. Now the code interpreter and data analytics, this is a bit more of an advanced version of the ChatGPT, specified for tasks like creating specific codes or even conducting certain data analysis based on the things that you want to do. Now, there is also another option, which is the create new actions and the action sections. And in the action sections, this is usually where you can add GPT to do more specific tasks based on what is available there. And especially this can be as well connected to certain websites. So if you do want to create your own particular chatbot for your website, then you can just build it on custom GPTs, feed up the specific knowledge about your company, and then insert all the information and links and data about your company, and then from that you can actually start using custom GPT on your website through the APIs. So once all the information has been already completed, then what we can do is add a photo. So you can either upload the photo or use DALL-E in order to upload the photo, and there you go, it created a photo for you and for your GPT. Now what you can do is pretty much start testing it. So by clicking this, can you help me make a presentation? It will generally ask this question that I ask inside the prompt. Now you can see some of the questions are the same questions that I provided in the prompt, or even some of the more detailed questions. What I just have to do is pretty much answer all of those questions. So once we already answered the questions, let's look at how our ChatGPT responds. As you can see, it already provided me the slides, the structure of the presentation, the way I want it, and it proposed that I need to do a sales presentation structure. And this is where the structure comes in, with all the information on how to build the presentation desired for my specific situation. So in case that the GPT does not perform in a way that you want, you just have to rewrite it here or provide some more knowledge in the configuration section. But once everything you are happy with, then you can just click create. Now you have different options where you can just keep it only for me, share it with your friends with the link, or even put it on the GPT store where anyone can use the GPT that you have built. So I'll just share it only with me, save it, and there you go. Once it's already saved, you can generally copy the link and share it with your friends, or just directly view the GPT, and then it takes you to the GPT. So there you go. This is how you create your own personalized GPT. This is just an example, an easy example, but there's way more to use the custom GPTs. As I said, you can also create a personalized chatbot about your company, and then using the APIs, you can connect directly to your company's website. And then this is where you can actually use the custom GPTs feature the best. This is where you can actually illuminate the custom prompting of the GPT and constantly have a ready prompt GPT based on the knowledge that you fed. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope this really helped you on understanding how to create your GPT in the best way, and from that you will actually start generating your custom GPTs more and more. And I want to see some of your GPTs on the GPT store. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.